Hello, good afternoon, students, and welcome back to the next class of Science 2. So, as we are continuing with Chapter 1, Heredity and Evolution, today we are going to talk about Darwin's theory of natural selection, Lamarckism, and speciation. These are the small topics which are lined up with the continuation of our chapter, Heredity and Evolution, Science 2, Chapter 1. So let us try to understand what is meant by Darwin's theory of natural selection. Darwin was a naturalist, he was a biologist basically, and he was doing a survey and he studied about different plants and animals. So who was this person? Charles Darwin had collected innumerable specimens of plants and animals, and depending upon the observations of those specimens, he published something called as theory of natural selection, which tells us that there is something called as survival of fittest. For this purpose, Darwin had published a book. The title of that book was Origin of Species. So he observed various plants and animals in the surrounding, and based on the observation, he published a book that is called Origin of Species. In that, he said there is something called as survival of fittest. Now, what is this survival of fittest? While explaining the concept, Darwin said that all organism reproduces prolifically. Means what? There are a huge number of organisms. The number keeps on increasing. All these organisms compete with each other in the life-threatening manner, and in this condition, only those organisms sustain, or those who are fittest to survive will remain. Modifications essential for winning the competition. As you can see in the diagram, a lion is trying to eat a rat. So rat is not survival of fittest, but a lion is survive to fit because he is more stronger. He is able to capture that particular rat, eat it up. So what do you understand by this? Though the reproduction helps in increasing the number, the one who is fit to survive will survive on this earth. Others will not be able to survive. So that was a major point, survival of fittest, given by that particular Darwin. Next thing, however, besides natural selection, also plays important role which is given by nature. So nature select those organisms which are fit to live, and the rest are going to perish. Sustaining and selected organisms can perform reproduction and thereby give rise to new species with their own specific character. So not only survival of fittest, I might be fit enough to survive in an environment, but if nature does not select me, I will not survive. So along with survival of fittest, second theory comes natural selection, and once organism is selected, it will be allowed to increase the number by reproduction, and that is how the species would be maintained. So what were the major points of Darwin's selection or Darwin's theory of natural selection? The Darwin's theory of natural selection was widely accepted for a long period of time. However, some objections were raised. What were the objections? Natural selection is not only the factor for responsibility, taking responsibility of evolution. Darwin did not mention any explanation about useful and useless modifications, which we are going to talk in Lamarckism, and there is no explanation how slow changes and abrupt changes occur, because Darwin was not knowing anything about the genes or how the hereditary characters are transferred from one generation to another. He couldn't explain what was the reason for the slow changes, gradual changes happening leading to the evolution. So he couldn't explain why only natural selection is not only the factor for selection, why there are useful and useless modifications happening in the body, and what is the reason for transfer of these characters, and therefore there are certain objections, but still Darwin's theory is accepted all over the world because it was the first theory and it's a milestone theory we need to accept. Now what does Lamarckism said? Lamarckism is also one of the scientists. He said Jean-Baptiste Lamarck proposed a morphological changes occurring in living organisms are responsible for evolution, and reason behind those morphological changes is activities or laziness of that organism. He called this concept as a principle of use of disuse of organism. So इसको समझने के लिए simple बात यही है. We have this. They have shown a giraffe here. You will see the neck of the giraffe has long. Now why that neck of the giraffe is long? Because they have adapted to eat the leaves from the tree. So as they were adapting, the neck become longer. So for example, the neck of giraffe has become too long due to browsing. He wanted to eat the leaves from the top of the plant or top of the plant. So to reach that particular level, it needs to raise the neck, and slowly and steadily the neck of the giraffe become longer. Similarly, if I have an ironsmith who is hammering an iron, you will find his shoulders or his hands are more strong compared to other people. So the more you use your particular part, the more developed you are. Wings of the birds like ostrich and emu have become weak due to non-use of it. Now this ostrich or this emu was very lazy. He couldn't use his wings for flying, and therefore over the years it has lost its ability to use the wings for flying. It cannot fly now. Similarly, the legs of birds like swan and duck, because they started using it for swimming, they have adapted to swim. A snake has to lay the egg, and so it has adapted to lay the egg, and it also has a burrowing habit. It hides itself in the soil or the sand so that it can survive from the predator. So it simply says that the more you use your part or a brain, the more useful characters will develop, and all these examples are type of acquired characters. We are acquiring it, we are taking it, and they are transferred from one generation to another generation. This is called theory of inheritance of acquired character of Lamarckism. So Lamarckism clearly said, if the more use we do in our organs, we get adapted, and those acquired characters are transferred from one generation to another. Next, development of organs due to specific activities or their degeneration due to not use at all was widely accepted, but transfer of those characters from generation to generation was rejected. We also know that the more one particular part we use, the more useful it becomes. The part which we do not use, we will not be able to use it properly. That's why we keep on telling you, use your brain, study properly, so your brain will be in the activated mode. Because it had been verified many times that modification brought about are not transferred to the next generation, and therefore Lamarck's theory was disapproved. So whatever acquired characters I have, I cannot transfer those acquired characters to the next generation, and therefore it was not approved. The third part of the chapter or today's topic, we are going to talk about a speciation. First of all, what is a species? A formation of a new species of plants and animals is the effect of evolution. Species is a group of organisms that can produce fertile individuals through natural reproduction. Like we all human beings are a species. Why we all are species? Because we are able to survive in one geographical area. We are able to do reproduction among themselves and produce a new young ones. So all organisms who are able to produce young ones among themselves is considered as one species, and formation of new species is called as speciation. So what is speciation? Each species grow in a specific geographical condition. Their food habits, their reproductive ability and period is different. However, genetic variation is responsible for formation of new species from the earlier one. अगर कोई नई species बननी है, then there has to be some genetic variation from the earlier species. Besides, geographical and reproductive changes are also responsible. So one reason is genetic variation. Second reason is geographical isolation. If the organism is geographically separate from each other, if there are reproductive changes in the organism, all this is going to result in formation of new species, and that particular concept is called as speciation. So let us take an example here. As you can see in the first diagram, there are beetles, the insects, which all are same. But due to some geographical isolation, either there's a river or there's a mountain between them, and they get separated out. And now I have two set of population, one growing above the blue line and one growing below the blue line. The one which starts growing above the blue line starts becoming different, and one which is growing below the blue line starts becoming different. So now, because of the geographical isolation, because of the changes in the reproductive structure, from one population I am getting two different type of population which are completely different from each other. They are not able to interbreed with each other, but they are separately a separate group of population or separate group of species. So one above the blue line is one species, and one below the blue line is another species. So that is how, due to geographical isolation, due to genetic variation, due to reproductive isolation, I get a formation of new species, and these two new species which are formed are completely different from each other, and they will not be able to interbreed among themselves, and that results in formation of a new species, and this concept is called as speciation. So we have understood what Darwin gave as survival of fittest and natural selection. We have understood how Lamarckism helped us to identify the more we use one particular organ, the more useful that particular organ or that part would be. If we don't use any particular organ, then we will not be able to use that particular organ, and evolution will not take place. And last, because of geographical isolation, there are two different forms of species are formed, and that is speciation. So I hope this has made your understanding very clear. If you are not understanding, go through the video 2-3 times. In case you come up with the doubt, please ask on the WhatsApp group or on a personal chat. And please keep on reading this. So till the time we meet next time, thank you so much and for listening it carefully. I'll give you the homework. Please do that. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Bye bye.